Right, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? This might not be the best lighting, but I'm gonna go through sort of a 20-minute, a nice slow flow. So if everybody wants to come down onto your hands and knees, we'll start on our hands and knees. So when you're on your hands and knees, you're gonna come down onto the floor, and I might move my mat around a little bit so you can see me. But you're going to be on your hands and knees, and I want those hips right on top of your knees, and I want your shoulders right on top of your elbows. And then I want you to spread those hands, those fingers nice and wide, and you're going to place those hands down on the ground, and you want those index fingers parallel with one another. And from here, let's just really ground down through our hands, through the knees. If it's more comfortable for you to curl your toes, you could curl your toes under, or you can keep your feet flat on the ground. But I want you to lift your fingers up, making sure they're spread, but really pressing through the palms. Imagine my foot, or somebody's foot, is standing right on top of your hand. And that's how firmly you're pushing into those palms. And then place your hands down. From here, I want you to kind of lift up out of your shoulders. Actually, first, drop down into the shoulders and imagine you have a valley in between your shoulder blades. I want you to feel wrong. And then I want you to lift up. But I don't want you to round through your upper back. It's sort of a broad upper back. Pull your belly button in. And imagine you're weaving, you're sewing your lower rib cage together. There's sort of something cinching a drawstring around your waist. And let's just start right here real quick. Let's lift the right leg up. Press the right leg towards the wall behind you. And I want your toe pointing down. My toe's not pointing out to the side. It's not pointing in. It's pointing right down at the ground. Leg is nice and strong. And this hip might want to do this number. Bring it back so that it's square with the other hip. So your hip bones would be parallel. Sometimes it's hard to feel. So just do the best that you can. Feel your glute, your butt cheek working. And then slowly just lower that right knee down. Let's just notice what we notice here for a minute. Bringing awareness to your body. Now I want you to lift the left leg up. Again, toes not pointing out to the side, rotate it in, pull the belly button in. You're broad through the shoulder blades. Engage the leg, squeeze the leg. And then exhale, lower down. Now, you're not moving, I'm moving just so you can see. Now I want you to practice and inhale the right arm up. Palm faces in towards your nose. Your head points down, your nose points down, but your head is in alignment with your spine. And then let's bring the right arm out to the side. And then slowly bring the right arm back to center, out in front of your body, and then lower the right hand down. And then let's do that with the left arm. Left arm lifts. Bring that left arm out to the side, palm faces down. Don't dump weight into your shoulder, you're still lifting up out of the shoulder. And then slowly bring your left hand back. Lower that left hand back down. Go ahead and curl the toes under. Lift your knees up and press your hips up towards the sky. Let your head relax. Bend your knees. One at a time. Back and forth. Pedaling those feet. And then once you've done that, you've got a little movement into your body. Go ahead and bend both your knees. Your heels might be lifted. And see if you can get your chest and belly to the thighs. See how my chest and belly are on my thighs almost. At least my belly is. My head is almost touching the ground, and I'm using my hands to find length. I'm trying to create space, a long stretch from my tailbone to my fingertips. So I'm in crouching cat, and then very slowly begin to straighten your legs, keeping your upper body just the way it is. Ooh, feel that, how the stretch changes. Feel the stretch up the back of the legs. Notice how your body feels. And then shift your weight over to the left, shift those hips over to the left, shift those hips back to center, shift the hips over to the right, and then shift your weight back to center. Downward facing dog. Take a big deep breath in here, through your nose. Exhale out through the mouth. 2 more just like that. Big deep breath in. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And then exhale. And then slowly look up in between your hands and walk yourself to the front of your mat into a nice forward fold. So you're hanging out upside down. And while you're hanging out upside down, notice what you notice. What's behind you? Just look at what's behind you and say to yourself in your head quietly, name 3 things. So for me, I see a book, I see a set of weights, I see a flip-flop. Just notice what you notice while you hang out upside down. And then notice your body, notice your feet. Notice your heels. Notice your calf muscles. We're going to work our way up the back of the body. The space behind your knees, your thighs. Maybe you feel a stretch in your hamstrings. And then bring awareness to your low back, your tailbone, and feel the stretch down the back. Notice your mid-back, your upper back, your shoulders. And now that we've brought awareness to our shoulders, just take opposite elbows and hold them. Let your shoulders drop down towards the floor. And slowly roll into the balls of your feet, just a little bit. Feel the stretch change. Allowing the shoulders to drop down closer to the floor. Releasing any tension from your body. And then sway from side to side. Noticing how your body feels. Slowly release the fingertips down. Turn your head to the right. Bring it back to center. Turn your head to the left. A couple more times. And then shake your head yes and no. We're going to come up really slow because you could feel a little lightheaded as you come up. Pull your belly button in towards the spine. Make your legs nice and strong. So engage those leg muscles and slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing. Bring the shoulders up, back, and down, and find your mountain pose. So we've done that really nice and slow. All right. So from here, I want you to bring your heels together. I mean, not your heels, your big toe mounds. So this part of your foot, bring those toes together and then look down. And find your second toes. You want those parallel. Remember, parallel means they're shooting out, they're train tracks. They would never cross. Remember, perpendiculars cross. We're doing train tracks. So find your feet and your footing. Arms are down by your side, and your shoulders are not forward. Roll them up, back, and down. Own your body. Feel confident, nice and tall. And imagine there's a thread at the top of your head, and it's drawing you, pulling you up towards the sky. You're pulling your belly button in. Now from here, let's just play. Again, this is just a nice slow flow. Lean forward. Play with leaning forward. Feel your body. So yoga is about connecting to the present moment, which is right now, and feeling what's really going on right this second. And right this second, my feet are on the ground. I'm leaning forward, and I just want you to notice which muscles are working. Where do you feel it in your body? And then slowly come back to center. Right? The body always wants to return to a balanced state, homeostasis. And then let's shift our weight back. Woo! Where do you feel it? Do your toes want to lift to keep you standing up? Do you feel it in your quads, right there above your knees? Maybe you feel it in your low belly. Maybe you feel it in your back, your arms. Notice what you notice. And then again, come forward. Now let's shift our weight into the right. Now it's not a lean. We're just shifting our weight into the right. Whoa! And notice what happens. See? I got a little too carried away. And then let's come back to center. And then let's shift to the left. Again, I just want you to notice what you notice, right? Life is about finding balance. We can't do too many of any one thing, right? If we eat too much fast food, it's going to cause a lack of health. We will not be healthy. If we eat too many carrots, you could actually turn orange. So it's about finding the balance in what you do. So with that being said, let's practice a balancing pose. So we're gonna find standing. Actually, let's stretch first. I want you to bring your hands up overhead. I'm gonna alter this a little bit. So I want your hands to touch, index fingers, clasp your hands, index fingers touch, and your arms are nice and strong. So none of this number. I mean, if you can't, you can't. But if you can really make those arms nice and strong, I want you to do that. Reach up towards the sky. So now I want you to crunch your shoulders up towards your ears. Big deep breath in, and then exhale, draw them down towards your hips. Okay, that's where I want them in the stretch. Big deep breath in, you're pulling your belly button in. Your legs are nice and strong. Your second toes are parallel. Inhale, exhale over to the right. Reach to the fingertips. See, I'm like a crescent moon shape with my body. Try to keep the arms hugging the side of the face as you press your hips that way and reach with your fingertips. Big deep breath in, back up. Exhale over to the left. Again, you're reaching. Now see how I wanted to do that? You really want to try to stay nice and straight. Everything's squared here. You might notice one shoulder wants to do something wonky. Pressing through the hips. Imagine you're pressing your hips towards that wall as you reach through with your fingertips. Inhale, bring it back up to center. This time we're going to press our hips forward, tiny little back bend. Lift up out of the heart. Imagine something's pulling your heart up towards the sky, right here in the center of your chest, your sternum. Begin to press your hips forward, squeeze your legs together, drop your head back, reach your arms back. Again, it's to your comfort level. Maybe you're just here for your back bend. Maybe you can really reach towards the wall behind you as you press your hips forward. Inhale, bring it all the way back up. And then exhale, I want you to fold forward. Swan dive your fingertips all the way down to the ground. Fingertips to the ground, fold forward. And then inhale, you're going to reverse swan dive your hands all the way back up overhead. And then lower those hands down in front of your heart. Okay, now let's find warrior 3. Okay? So we're just gonna do one balancing pose, maybe a couple, let's see what happens. So I want you standing nice and straight. And I want you to come onto one leg. And I want you to bring your right toe behind you. And I want you to try to keep this leg nice and straight. Okay, now I want you to bring your arms up. Maybe they're like this, maybe they're together. And I want you to try to keep your arms nice and straight. I'm gonna bring mine apart because this is a lot of work on my upper back. So I want you to bring your toe behind you, nice straight leg. And I want you to begin, and your left leg is nice and straight, but you don't wanna lock your knee. You're just engaging the muscles. So you gotta focus on making the muscles around the knee strong without locking your knee. Big deep breath in, and I want you to begin to hinge forward. You're folding forward, nice long line. I don't want to see this number. I would rather see you here, nice long line, coming down, maybe making your way to parallel. And I can't see, so your arms are reaching forward, towards the wall in front of you, and everything's in a nice long line. If your leg drops, I'd rather see you here. So if you're doing this, and the leg is not in line with your arms and your spine, go where you can and you feel comfortable with that nice long line. You want to square the hips towards the ground. Whoa. And then inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, float the hands down. Other side. Right leg. Again, we're working on balance. So while we're on this break from school, which could be a very long time, we may not go back, I want you to find balance during your day. Eating healthy, getting outside, the perfect amount of device time, talking with friends on the phone, Zoom groups, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever. Finding the balance, making sure you get enough sleep, drinking enough water. Those are going to be the things that help you from getting the coronavirus and just staying healthy in general. Arms are back up. This time your left leg comes behind you. Big deep breath in and then exhale. Begin to fold forward. Finding your version of this pose. Maybe you can fold all the way forward. Maybe you want to bring your arms back. We didn't talk about that on the other side, but you could do that. And then slowly inhale up. If your arms were up, lower them down. And shake it all out. Bring those palms down by your side. Inhale the arms up. And then exhale, lower those hands down in front of your heart. So go ahead. I think we're gonna come down to the floor. That might be too low. So go ahead and come down to the floor. However you wanna get there, I'm gonna leave it up to you. And let's find our pizza slice legs. The toes point up. Can't see. But I want your toes to point up. Right? You still can't see. So I'm going to just put one toe. So oftentimes what happens is this toe wants to roll in, but more often than not, your toes want to roll out. That's because these muscles get really tight and these muscles become overstretched. And sometimes overstretched means weak. Okay? So what I want you to do is rotate your legs in so that your toes point directly up at the sky. Bring your fingertips here in front of your chest. Okay? And then on your inhale, exhale, begin to walk your fingertips forward. So we're just going to do one nice, really big stretch. Walk the fingertips forward and just feel a nice inner thigh stretch here. Big deep breath in. Exhale. Again, two more. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe you could lower down onto your forearms. Again, you need to listen to your body. It's kind of cool because we're at home and you don't have to see what your neighbors are doing. And you can really just focus on how these things feel in your personal body. We are all built differently. We all have our own unique chemistry. And then slowly begin to walk those hands back in towards your thighs. Bring your hands to the outside of your thighs. Bring your feet together. Find your butterfly legs. Kind of flutter those butterfly legs. And then I want you to just find a nice seated position. So it's crisscross applesauce. Let's find a twist. Bring your left hand behind your tailbone. Bring your right hand to your left knee. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist, look over your left shoulder. And then slowly come back to center. Bring your right hand behind your tailbone. Bring your left hand to your right knee. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist, look over your right shoulder. And then very slowly come back to center. Uncross those legs. Bring your legs out in front of you. Windshield wiper your legs left and right. And then slowly lower all the way down onto your back. So we're just going to rock from side to side here. Can't see my head. It doesn't really matter. You can just listen to my words. Rock from side to side. Find those areas where you might be holding tension. You might notice those areas because they're a little tender or sore to roll over. Or you might find those areas because you have some spots that feel extra good when you are on them while you're on your back. And then slowly lift your head up, hug your chin into your knees, and then slowly lower your head back down. Extend those legs out in front of you and close your eyes. Relax into the floor. And as you relax into the floor, I'm going to read something to you. And we're just going to focus on our breath. We're going to focus on our breath and our body awareness. Often, we feel unsettled by our thoughts. They knock us off balance by their force and urgency. But when we can practice this meditation, we can return to what is happening right this second. Our thoughts usually are of the past or they are about the future. And that's all they are. They are just thoughts. We can choose those thoughts, but sometimes this is difficult to do. And it's easiest to do when we start to focus on things besides those thoughts. So I want you to just notice your body as you lay there on the ground. Notice your body and notice where your body is touching the ground. That is what's taking place right now. Your body is resting on the ground. I want you to bring awareness to your thoughts. I mean, not your thoughts, your breath. Notice your breath. And if you want, let's go ahead and place one hand on your belly, actually. Both hands on the belly. And when you breathe in, I want you to think the word quietly in your mind, soft. Fill your belly up and think the word soft. And then on your exhale, as your belly drops back down towards the ground, I want you to think the word belly. We're thinking about having a soft belly. Each breath in, think the word soft. Feel the belly rise up towards the sky underneath your hand. And on the exhale, belly. as you let all that air go. Inhale, soft. Exhale, belly. And just notice the breath as it moves through your body. And if your thoughts start to come back, thoughts of worry or fear or confusion, or maybe they're opposite, they're happy and joyful and excitement, just bring your awareness back to the words soft belly, soft belly. Feeling that breath move through your body. When you breathe in, there is this little nerve. Think of it as a little pathway that runs up your body, up to your brain. And it's this little pathway that tells your brain and your body to relax and calm down so it can stay healthy, so that if you are struggling with your health, so you can heal. So it sends this message to the brain for the body and the brain and the cells and the muscles and the tissues to calm down and relax. And when you fill your belly up with air, it sends that message. That belly presses on that pathway and the message gets sent to the brain. And then we can slowly begin to notice other things, maybe the sounds that you hear. Notice the sound of your breath. Anything outside your home, inside your home. And then notice any smells or aromas. Maybe you can smell your deodorant, or maybe there's coffee brewing in your house. Maybe there's been a lot of baking. Just notice the smells. And then I want you to bring awareness to your fingers and toes and wiggle those fingers and toes. Slowly extend those arms out behind you. Reach toward the back wall. Point your toes and flex your feet. And then slowly hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a really big hug. Slowly roll over onto your favorite side. And then very slowly press yourself up to a seated position. I want you to bring your hands down by your side. You can't see my palms. Inhale your arms up. Big deep breath in. Bring the palms together. Exhale, lower the hands down in front of the heart. Big deep breath in. Exhale. Bring your hands right here in front of your forehead. Let's welcome kind and loving thoughts into our minds. Let's bring our hands down in front of our mouths. Let's welcome kind, respectful words into our speech. Let's bring our hands down in front of our hearts. Let's welcome love and compassion for all the living beings into our hearts. Bring your hands right up here. Thank you so much for practicing yoga with me. Hope you all are having a beautiful day. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.